What's up, y'all? Welcome to your Monday mood for the week of May 11th through May 17th. Woo! I've really been trying to figure out how to more fully express myself online. Like, I'm an in-person girly, okay? I like to talk to people IRL. You guys come to Mystic Moon for that exact reason, because I like in person, even though in Mystic Moon, I'm halfway working, so that's a whole nother thing. But either way, creating this space is less about me and more about y'all. And it's kind of hard to foster that community vibe when you just see me all the time talking. And it feels like maybe I'm just like, I just know everything, which, mind you, I know nothing, okay? Call me Jon Snow. I'm just out here, just hopefully providing a little context to maybe your own feels. But it really is about the interaction between us. And I just want to figure out how to do that better. So I'm all ears, you guys, because I genuinely feel like things are shifting and changing with our energy as a collective, and especially now with Uranus being in Gemini. Gemini is about information, it's connected to the internet, and it just feels like so much noise all the time. And then our algorithms are so particular, and we just get inundated with all this information, and it starts to feel like an echo chamber. And that's not helpful. That's the exact opposite of helpful. And then it starts to present this weird hierarchy, and I know this and blah, and I just don't want to be that way. I just have no desire to be that way, but I'm just trying to figure it out. So that's where I am for this Monday mood, which is interesting because we do have a lot of Mercury Cazimi energy on the way. A Cazimi is when a planet and the sun come together. So Taurus, Mercury is currently in Taurus. It'll move into Gemini on Sunday, the 17th. And then the sun is in Taurus. And so we're going to have that Cazimi happening this week, which kind of brings to light some thoughts. And I've been thinking about this for a long time, which is that Mercury and Taurus energy. So maybe throughout this transit, y'all have been thinking about things, or really like ruminating on stuff, and like really sitting with it in your body, and like, why do I feel this way? And all those things may have been coming up for you. So definitely check us out on School, because I'm trying to cultivate that kind of interactive vibe over there, because I just want to know how you guys are feeling and what's going on with y'all. So we also have a new moon in Taurus on Saturday, the 16th, which it's my moon. To just talk about me for a second, it's my moon. I have a Taurus moon. The moon is said to be exalted in Taurus. Why? The moon is an emotional luminary, right? It is what creates the ebbs and flows of our lives. And in terms of exaltation, you might think, well, wow, that's weird that the moon is exalted in an earth sign when it's mostly connected to Pisces energy, Cancer energy, right? The water signs. But it makes sense, because an exalted sign or planet or placement, it's saying it operates or functions the best. So if you think about your emotions, you want them to be regulated. You want them to be stable. You want them to be thoughtful and not to overwhelm you. You want to be able to navigate your emotions in a way that is like thoughtful and processed. And that's Taurus energy. It's slow, it's steady, it can sit with things, it takes a moment before reacting. And so that's why it's considered exalted in Taurus energy, because it slows down that reactivity of the emotion and allows us to kind of like, let's think about this first. So with this new moons are here to help us kind of bring in, manifest, and with it being in Taurus, we can really anchor things into our reality that feel nourishing to ourselves, our bodies, our souls, that can really bring value to us. So think about what you might want to bring in and what you want to stay for this new moon on Saturday, because it can really anchor into the earth, the ground, our realities, and you can start to see that grow slowly but surely over time. So this is a great new moon to work with for manifesting. New moons in general are about manifesting, but this one particularly is super helpful because it's helping you take your time and really think about what is going to be the most beneficial things in your life that can be continuously fed and nourished and bring a sense of value to you in the long term, and not be so emotionally charged, but like what makes sense, right? And that is all day Taurus moon energy. Like, what makes sense? If it don't make sense, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I cannot with emotions sometimes, because they're not logical. They're emotional. They're feelings. They're fluid. They're messy. They're impulsive sometimes. And having someone with the Taurus moon, it helps kind of like ground so you can observe. And I'm really grateful for that placement, honestly. But anywho, let's see what the message is for the collective. That was just a lot of me chatting, y'all, because I've really been sitting with this Mercury and Taurus energy. It's really been on my mind. I've really been thinking, like, how do I show up these days online when really I don't want to? I want to show up in person, and I want, a place to do that. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. Okay. We have the 9 of Wands reversed and the 3 of Pentacles reversed. So this week, I think, gives us an opportunity to work through some of those blocks around, just like what I was talking about, right? This is a week that can help us work through some of the things in our lives that just aren't working in terms of us on a spiritual kind of level, right? Like, it just doesn't click. It's not feeling super flowy. It doesn't feel super collaborative within our bodies, within our body and our mind. Like, there's a lack of coherence going on. So I think this week with the new moon, it gives us an opportunity to say, like, okay, this is what I know that I need and want in order for me to feel like things are working and things feel stable and I'm building something of value. And with the 9 of Wands, there's a need to understand where we feel exhausted around something. And that exhaustion is feedback for us to say, like, maybe that's just not in alignment with who I am or how I want to show up, and however that resonates with you specifically in your life. And then we have the Judgment card that's peeking through here, reckoning, making a decision, coming to a crossroads, and realizing, like, okay, something's got to change because this is not giving me what I need, and therefore I'm feeling exhausted and I'm feeling burnt out and I'm not feeling like this is working. And so this feels very like, wands can often talk about our career. It can also just talk about what we feel really lit up by, like what we feel inspired by, our creativity, and it can, apply to other things as well. But I really think this week is giving us an opportunity with this Mercury Cazimi for us to see things where, like, yeah, this is exhausting me, and I'm gonna figure out another way to plant a new, like, way of doing or approaching whatever it is, so that it feels more nourishing to yourself, and you can sustain it. It's sustainable, and it's also kind of like doing what you want it to do. Like, it's working. And I think that is something that us creatives, for sure, spiritually, artistically, healers, whatever the case may be, we find ourselves kind of in that space of, like, bruh, I'm just trying to do what I naturally do, and I need it just to flow and work and make sense. So maybe this week is going to give us a little opportunity for us to figure out new ways to go about showing up in alignment with who we are and what ways that we can actually kind of like express that. That's your Monday mood. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.